All it takes is a simple mindset shift to turn dating apps from a tedious waste of time into a blessing for your dating life and for your life as a whole. My name's Max. Welcome to Blueprint Attraction. If you've ever downloaded a dating app, you probably did so with the simple mindset that you want dates and the app is a tool for getting them. That is supposedly the purpose of the app, and that's how they're marketed, so it makes perfect sense. But I'm going to explain to you why this is not a good mindset for getting dates and not a good mindset for your mental health. Then I'll explain how to shift your mindset to get the maximum benefit from dating apps and why they really are a blessing. So you download the app thinking, this is going to be great, can't wait to start going on dates. But the reality of the experience for most men is endless swiping with very few matches, often with people that they're not particularly interested in, and then minimal engagement or complete silence from the matches that they do get. Then after a couple of weeks of this, you've not been on a single date and it feels like your fault. It feels like a negative evaluation of your attractiveness. So now you feel less confident than before, potentially lonelier than before, and you feel like you're wasting your time on something that just makes you feel bad. I want to tell you first of all that this feeling is very common. I've experienced it myself. And before I get onto the mindset shift, it's important for you to understand why it's not your fault. There are two sets of dynamics on dating apps that work against you. Market dynamics that stop you from getting matches and messaging dynamics that stop you turning matches into dates. The majority of the market on dating apps is made up of men. Different sources give different ratios, but it's 60-40 at best. So this means 1 in 3 men is out of luck before we even get started. Then those women are selecting based on 2 things: pictures and a small amount of text that might be fake. So no body language, no vocal tonality, no strong indicators at all of what you're actually like. In real life, women become attracted to men by absorbing a large sample of their personality in combination with their looks, self-confidence, and other things. I'll link my video on this below. So on apps with looks as their only reliable data point, they feel disinterested in men that would more than meet their standards in person, effectively shifting the already scarce female attention upwards towards the men that have pictures that are strong enough to compensate for all of the rest being completely absent. Men, on the other hand, become attracted mainly through looks and are often, or more often, willing to pursue purely sexual relationships. So they swipe right more frequently, leading to an abundance of matches for women, which encourages even more selectiveness. So the number of matches that you get is already not a true reflection of your attractiveness, but the messaging dynamics are where it gets really annoying. Once you have a match, you then have the job of proving to the other person that you have a fun personality without seeming too eager, and that they should feel safe coming to meet you. This has to be done over text when upwards of 80% of human communication is non-verbal. So this makes humor very difficult and things can easily get missed or misinterpreted. Also, the woman is messaging you in spare moments between living their actual life, which is probably much more emotionally engaging. And they could be dealing with all kinds of things in their life that are much more important than the app. Then on top again, when they're on the app, their attention is split between a whole inbox of messages, which makes no one message feel particularly valuable. They know they can always get more. And just because she has more messages to get through, she's probably not going to invest much in the conversation, especially at the start, which makes it even harder for you to make the conversation into anything remotely fun. So even with the few matches that you get, your messages will never hit in the same way that a real interaction would when you have a focused and shared moment of attention with someone and emotions can actually build. There's no spark, basically, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because the medium itself kills 90% of what makes conversations engaging. And I'm not even going to go into how their business model is keeping you on the app, by the way, not having fun on dates. So to sum up, while it's not impossible to meet someone on an app, obviously people do, the dynamics of it make it borderline depressing to try. And yet, I'm about to tell you to get on the apps and stay on the apps if you're single, as long as you can change your mindset towards them. And the mindset that you should have is that you're not downloading the app to get dates, but you're downloading an app to practice conversational creativity, and any dates are a bonus. I call this the social gym mindset, and here's why it works. Like it or not, messaging is part of modern dating, and conversation has always been part of dating and of life. Conversational creativity, so the skill of taking something that someone has said in an interesting or funny direction, is a powerful conversational skill that will help you make better impressions, have better dates, and even better interviews. But it takes practice to be able to do it in real time. On an app, you have unlimited time to think of the wittiest, most insightful, or most interesting thing you can, and every time you do so, you're flexing that muscle that will improve all of your future conversations. Now, let me clarify. We're not turning dates down. We're accepting that the deck is stacked against us before we enter the game, and we're judging ourselves on the quality and improvement of our own actions, not on any kind of result. This takes the pressure off, allows you to have more fun, and focus entirely on creating engaging conversational threads. And ironically, caring less about the result will help relieve your messages of any needy energy that would get in the way of that result. All you need to care about is your next message. How good is your next message? If a girl gives you a dry response, good. Now we're playing on hard mode and we'll learn even more. Maybe watch some videos on talking to boring people. Even if it takes you 2 weeks to think of something good and the girl's not even on the app anymore, doesn't matter. You succeeded in bringing value to that conversation, and the next time you'll find it a little easier. And that skill will genuinely enrich your life. Now let's be real for a second. Let's say all of this is making sense to you and you go at the apps with a social gym mindset and you focus on your personal growth. But ultimately, in the background, you do really want one of these conversations to turn into a date, because otherwise, what is the point? You are on the app to meet women. You want a nice girlfriend. So after a while, and after so many conversations go cold, maybe you feel like you've learned something, but you still haven't had any real interest. Those feelings like, I'm not good enough, I'm not attractive, I'm never going to attract the type of girl that I want, might start to creep back in. So here's the scary part. If you really want to benefit from this mindset, you have to embody the belief that those apps are not for getting dates. And to do that, you need to have some kind of plan for meeting people the old-fashioned way. I'm not saying approaching at a bar if that's not for you. I'm not saying run club if that's not for you. But some way of getting out into the world and making friends and meeting women. Worst case scenario, you'll get to flex your conversational muscles even more and maybe get some better pictures with your new friends for your dating profile, which will help you get more matches and improve even more. So one more time to drive it home, dating apps are not for getting dates. They're for helping you to grow into a more attractive person, and the dates will come. I really hope this was helpful to someone. Watch this space. I will be making more videos like this soon. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.